According to PubMed, 1 in 20 Americans in the US are deaf or hard of hearing. I was born in 1998. I was born into a family who are all hearing. I got my cochlear implant at the age of 1. A cochlear implant is a device that goes onto my head that helps me hear just like a normal person can. It's nothing like a hearing aid that you guys have heard or seen about. It's completely different. What a cochlear implant is, it sits on around your ear, same as a hearing aid, but differently. This here is a T-mic. This T-mic here collects the sound, travels all the way up to here into this cord, and goes up to my head up here, which is a magnet inside my brain, which helps this stay on here, is what you're seeing. So when that goes up to here, the sound transfers through here, all the way to the back over here. There is a little device that goes here, then it travels inside my ear. There is a snail-looking Cornelius, is what it's called, and it travels around into the center. Then, as it gets to the center, it goes all the way up to here, to your brain. This part of your brain is what helps you hear and makes noises that you are able to hear. So once I get that, then I can hear what you guys can hear. It doesn't take very long for the sound to travel through. I can hear it just as fast as a regular person can hear. The benefits of having a cochlear implant are being able to communicate, hear, and being able to get around in public places. As a deaf person, I have had those struggles when I cannot hear. This cochlear implant has a battery that lasts maybe from 4 to 6 hours, which is not very long considering this device here is from 2009, so it's very old. There are newer devices that are up to 15 to 16 hours, and I don't have that type of program inside my head because this here is 21 years old, so I can't keep up with the newer generations. As a deaf person, I am able to hear, unlike other deaf people who cannot hear. When you see some people who are deaf that don't have a cochlear implant are generally against having a cochlear implant because they think that if you have a cochlear implant, you are against it, that you don't really accept your culture for being deaf. I don't necessarily hate my culture. It's just that my parents, when they were a long time ago, thought that it was the best idea for me to be able to get out and communicate with people without having to sign all the time. And then there's signing parts where I've been in situations that I needed to sign to a hearing person, and that never goes well because most Americans don't know sign language, but they know Spanish. American Sign Language is now becoming more popular and people are realizing it more. It is very easy to learn and very fun, but there is times where I have run into a deaf person myself, and growing up in a hearing family has made that a little harder to be signing because I'm never around deaf people to sign. So while that has happened, my ASL fluency has gone way down. I maybe know the basics instead of everything in the sign language. I've run into I work at retail, and there's been times where I run into a deaf person and I cannot communicate with them because all I know how to do is talk and hear, whereas they don't know how to talk but sign to me. But I also tell them I know some sign language but not everything, and they look at me like I'm different and that I don't like being deaf. But that's their choice, and being able to hear would probably get them in a different spot than they are right now, instead of struggling to get around, talk to someone when they need help. Having a cochlear implant also has made me excel in school very well. It has helped me get good grades, make friends. It has helped me get around and know what's going on. If I didn't have a cochlear implant, I probably wouldn't have friends or wouldn't excel in school as great as I am right now. Communication is the biggest thing for me. When you are talking to me, you need to face to me, because I read lips, which help me get more of an understanding of what you're saying. If you were talking from behind me and I'm facing this way, I won't get anything, but I may get a little bit of it, but I will say what to you, or can you repeat that? And asking a hearing person to repeat the sentences is the biggest thing they don't like, because they don't like to repeat what they say, and I understand that. But I can't do anything if I can't hear you, so repeating is the number one thing that happens to me a lot. To come up with the solution, just say it again, and I'll get more understanding what you're saying. In conclusion, I just want to explain to you how a cochlear implant works and what you guys can do if you guys ever run into the same situation.